Hello. Hello, am I audible to everyone? Yes, I'm getting replies. Thank you. Yeah, good morning, everyone. See, I'm Hima, and here I'm welcomes you for today's webinar. And it's my immense pleasure to host today's webinars and success strategies on Neet 2021. And I would like to express my sincere thanks to all the participants and the guests of honor for your gratitude and of presence. And let me introduce our organizers for today. Today's webinar, Wisdom Overseas, the leading and #1 educational consultancy in India, and pioneered envisioning complete caring process for all MBBS abroad students for admission to graduation. Wisdom extremely delighted to have you all, the esteemed personalities and experts, won accolades in their respective fields to guide the success. See here, up to September 21, NEET is a very important, most important, largest medical entrance examination, and very eventful and demanding since inception. And see here, every year we are seeing the increase of applicants and profound competition immensely pressure every applicant. And here I can say that, see, the heavy competition is there in between the students, and as well, they're very panicked towards that examination, right? So here is the Wisdom Overseas organizer this event for all those students who are getting a panic, and they are giving a best possible ways to increase their strength and for the preparation. Okay. See, on behalf of Wisdom, I offer my regards to all the experts and extending their phenomenal support in motivating all the participants of the day. And with further delay, I would like to start with the session, and we would like to delightful to have your suggestions and questions at the end of the session. And please do type them into the question box in your webinar control planner, which is provided. And we will have the query session at the end of all the end of the presentation. And here, I'm profoundly elated to take the opportunity to introduce our first expert guest, Professor Neelima Garu, renowned for her 20 years of expertise in the field of education, NEET coaching, and working towards the connecting young minds and to strive towards success and achievement. We are very grateful to her for accepting our invitations, and we are certain that the session will be enlightened as all the providers with approaches to effectively key points of the success. Ma'am, we are grateful to have you with us today and respect you to please start the session.
Yes, so good morning and a very happy morning to you all, and a warm welcome from our side. Yeah, let me introduce myself. I am Neelima. I did my MSc Zoology, and yes, I have the teaching experience of 21 years. Right, and I did my MSc Psychology even, where towards interest, particularly into the student level. Yes, out of interest, I did my MSc Psychology even, and I did my further courses in psychology. I did my post-graduation diploma in guidance and counseling, in specialization with school and college children, because that will be helpful for my regular career, I thought. So I did in that. And I work even with a private firm, where, yes, we are a group of psychologists working towards the problems faced by the children of your age, especially. So here and now, I'm just going to give a very few tips for you, uh, pertaining to how to crack the NEET. The first one, okay, and cracking the NEET is such a type of task. Yes, before going to this particular specific topic, see, just let me just give you a glance of the profession which you are going, to enter into when you crack through the NEET. Okay, right. National and entrance come eligibility test, which is a common entrance test, which is conducted by the government of India. Okay, so when you just, depending on the scores, what you get in the NEET exam. Okay, so most of the colleges are offering the MBBS and BDS and even OISH courses we have. Okay, so all these peripheral knowledge, whatever you have, so that is known by all. I mean, the parents and the students and everyone knows about this. Okay, but let me tell you here, and yes, as I have given with a very specific time, okay, I may be a little bit speeder in my sentences, but I just want you people to concentrate on that, because that will be helpful for you a lot. Okay, right. So here, the MBBS, I just want to tell you one thing about the profession here. And yes, for every, we know that for every coin we have both the sides, right? See, so the one side of the coin of the MBBS is, let me tell you, if you have to enter into that profession, and if you want a degree as a doctor before your name, just remember that when you have the ability to sacrifice your life, okay, then only choose this profession, right? Because this is the only one profession in the world. Okay, before a doctor, the entire world goes, and you will be the ray of hope in thousands and thousands of families. Okay, see, just when you just think of that, and when you just get a thought of that, that you are a hope for the family here, just you should get the goosebumps now. So that shows that your intuition is saying that you are prepared for doing the specific course, that is the MBBS and BDS, let me tell you. Okay, so you might have experienced it any number of times. Okay, where even with a very small ailment, the person who just immediately strikes in your mind is the doctor, right? So in such case, we all know that even in the society also, where everyone knows that the highest and highly respectable profession in the entire world is the MBBS or the doctor. Okay, so out of n number of professions, the respect, okay, the gratitude what you get wherever you go, and whenever you can proudly say yourself as, I'm a doctor, just think of that experience, okay, and think of that confidence that you are able to give the life to others. Okay, so that is the value of this profession. So, and for such a type of valuable profession in our society, obviously we have to sacrifice something, then only we can achieve something, right? So as a student here now, you have just I just can't say 1 month, ma, you have 1 month of time. Okay, see, the way I express, I'm using the word 1 month of time. I mean to say here, you can do any sort of miracles in this 1 month of time. Okay, see, let me tell you, if you have a perfect planning towards the curriculum, towards the syllabus, you can crack the NEET just within 40 days of span. Okay, so calculating from today, we have exactly 40 days of time. That will be more than enough for you to crack the NEET. Okay, and just, okay, fine. So most of yesterday itself, we were having a parent teacher meeting in our college, where most of the students and most of the parents were complaining about the same thing, that they couldn't attend the physical classes. Okay, but as in the beginning I said, we have two sides for a coin. Now see, when we can't go against the situation, better to take out the positive aspect of the situation. Okay, now you are having 24 hours of your time in your hands, which is very, very, very ample for you. Okay, right. So what we'll be doing here is, now, So this ample of time, why don't you turn up into the productive work? Right? See, just imagine if you people would have the regular classes, you would have spent almost 8 to 10 hours in the college or in the traveling, okay, or in the walk or in some sort of disturbances. But now you don't have any such type of disturbances for you. You can totally concentrate only on your studies. I think I'm making the points clear to you. Okay, so take out the positive aspects and positive points from your present situation instead of grieving on that. Okay, right. So these are that just, develop the positive attitude. And one more very interesting thing I just want to tell you here. See, whatever we read and whatever we observed since these many years here, uh, what one point for every competitive exam is, yes, when we expect the number of applications, okay, I can't say it as a number of candidates, number of applications, if it reaches up to 18 lakhs this year, okay, and remember, 50% of the students, they will be just casually attempting the exam. Okay, see, I'm just trying to give you the exact number with how many students you are going to face the competition. Don't and never think that even though the government receives 18 lakhs of applications, each and every student will be a competitor for you. Okay, the scenario will be never like that. 50% of the students or 50% out of the applicants, they just apply casually in the sense, under some external force, maybe from the parent side, okay, maybe from their own side, but later they may change their thought. Okay, so whatever the factor may be here, so you can simply rule out 9 lakhs of students, right? And out of that 9 lakhs of students, whatever the leftover 9 lakhs of students are there, there is no rule that each and every student should prepare himself or herself up to your own level. Okay, see, every student, yes, in some Hindi movie, we can just listen to this dialogue, that is, every student is unique among himself or herself. Okay, and every student will have his or her own style of preparation, and that you will know better compared to your parents or compared to our teachers. Okay, compared to your teachers, as a student, you can understand better on your own to how to prepare for the exam. So, whatever the strategies which you are following towards your preparation, there is no rule that each and every student should follow the same. Okay, so when your approach towards the exam and when the way of preparation towards the exam differs, automatically result also will be in your side. Okay, but yes, peripherally, I just want to tell only one thing here. Whatever the time which you are spending on reading or solving the questions here, try to do it with the utmost concentration. And one more thing is, see, NEET is such an exam, or MBBS is such a course where your preparation should be like do or die. Don't think that you are going to get another opportunity. Like, see, don't think that you can take a long term, okay, or you can take something else. If I won't get this MBBS, yes, I have n number of thoughts. Yes, you have n number of and millions of offers and millions of chances in the open world for you with the BIPC, let me tell you. But again, in the beginning itself, I concentrated only on one point. Just think of the value and the respect of this profession in the society. Okay, right. And as a human being, everyone needs to be respected above all. So that is possible only when you get settled in such type of professions. Okay, so this is the gesture. Yes, and this is one side and the respectable side of the coin, as I said in the beginning. Then let me tell you on to the other side. See, on to the other side, I told you just now, we have n number of opportunities. Okay, so those opportunities are related to your own personal passion. When you want to enter into the fields in which you are passionate about, okay, when you want to make your hobby as a career, so in such case, generally the other side of the coin works out. But think of that, you will be one in the group if you go for the second side of the coin. Okay, but if you prefer to go, or if you prefer to be respectable, okay, and if you think that you should be a hope for the other one, okay, so the career what you have to choose is just think of cracking the NEET. So this is one point. Okay. Now let me tell you, let me come to the question paper here. See, out of the whatever the type of objective exam which you are going to face in future or in the NEET year, out of 180 type of questions, let me tell you, I think your teachers might have explained all these, even if it is yes. And as from our side, yes, I'll be explaining again. Right. So out of 100% of questions here, the basic 20% of the questions which are there, they will be very easy, and the direct type of questions. Direct type of questions in the sense, whenever you look at the question, immediately the answer strikes in your mind. Okay. So, right. So, that is the first 20% of the questions. Right. Second 20% of the questions will be of above average, where a person, a student who scores 45% in their qualifying exam easily can score up to, okay, fine. So, let us go to the directly to the 80% of the questions can be done by the students who are called as a first class student. Okay. And remaining 20% of the students which are 20% of the questions which are there, they can be done by the students who generally have a strategy or strategic planning towards cracking the NEET. Okay. So this is how generally the objective question paper will be set. So for every student, it will be very easy for them to score minimum of, or very easy for them to solve minimum of 60% of the questions. And the student who can solve the remaining 20%, I mean 80 to 20% of the questions, generally they can crack through the NEET. Okay. Right. And yes, before going to discuss the further points here, let me tell you here, the only one tip I just want to give you, as we are going to have the pen and paper exam here, where you will be filling up the ovals. Okay. Right. So remember, and from day one, or yeah, today is August 1st, right? So from today onwards, take the or get the empty OMRs, make a set of empty OMRs, I mean Xerox of the empty OMRs, keep them with you. Okay. And one very important point, listen to me very carefully here. Now, if the exam is for 3 hours of time, think it as for only 2.5 hours of time. Okay. Think it as for only 2.5 hours and start practicing from today itself. Right. So if you are practicing, for example, if you are and one more thing is, this is the time to practice the questions carefully. Okay. Instead of reading the new topics here, now you have to practice and you have to solve the questions here. Right. Now, so in solving the questions in the sense, see, for example, if you read the concept for 10 minutes, see, I just restricted the time only to 10 minutes, because I told you already this is the time. And all of you, all of you have passed your plus two, and the CBSE board had released the plus two results even, where our state board also had decided that they are not going to conduct any type of theoretical exams. So only one task before you people is to concentrate on the objective exam. Right. So now in such case here, practice and totally concentrate on the OMR. Right. And the time management, see, we have one concept called a stress management. I can just say you here, the time running time is directly proportional to the stress levels. I think I made it clear, directly proportional and inversely proportional, right? So directly proportional is, if one factor increases, automatically the other factor also increases. Okay, so if the time is running out or if the time is ticking out, okay, automatically our stress levels also will increase. Okay, so from day one onwards, just to keep this tip in your mind and try to practice from today itself. Get the blank OMRs, okay, where you can download it from the Google. Okay, keep it with you. If you read the summary for 10 minutes, practice the questions for minimum of half an hour from the same concept. But the thing is, the way you people were answering might be writing the answers all by giving the question numbers. But from today onwards, get the blank OMRs. Okay, start filling the paper. Start filling the OMR. How? By considering 10 or 15 minutes less than your number of questions. Right. If you are planning to solve 50 questions, Consider your time is for only 40 minutes. 40 minutes only. And when you people start practicing the grand test, instead of considering the time for 3 hours, consider it for only 2.5 hours itself. Okay. And yes, students who are listening to me now, I hope just implement this habit from today onwards in your day-to-day schedule whenever you sit for practicing the questions, right? Let me tell you, this will help you to solve your final need without any stress within 2.5 hours itself. And I can challenge you on this, but the condition is start practicing from today itself. Okay, right. And this is the one very important part. And what you people will be doing after completion of your paper within 2.5 hours. See, I told you here, remaining 80 to 20% of the questions which are there. Now, those questions will be left by most of the students. And let me tell you, as even I am also a BPC student, I used to leave the numericals, first of all. In the first round, see, you have to give 3 rounds of reading for every objective exam. Where in the first round of reading, I told you, direct the type of answers, whatever it strikes in your mind. So simply, tick the answer in the, with the pencil in the question paper, go for the next one, and don't linger around the questions which you just can't solve there. Okay, so when you give your mind a chance of thinking, automatically that help in raising the doubts. Never do that, because we have more and questions to solve. See, when you just can't get the answer with the first reading, leave it, go for the second one, go for the third one, and read all the 180 questions as the first round or first attempt, right? Then, so what you people will be doing here, when you read it for the first time, take the correct answer in the with the pencil in your answer sheet, right? Then, see, I'll tell you here, out of the 45 questions from zoology, let me tell you here, in the first round, whatever the questions which you leave, when you read the same question for the second time, obviously the answer may strike in your mind, because when you complete 180 questions in the first round, you will be at a sort of certain relaxation, and the relaxed mind definitely will give you the solution. Okay, so do it for the second round, right? And even if you won't get the perfect answer or correct answer for the in the second round also, now leave it. Now concentrate on transferring your answers onto the OMR sheet. And most of the students, they go wrong. They do mistakes while they transfer the answers onto the OMR sheet. And I just have a suggestion here for you. Even yes, I don't have the OMR with me right now, but let me show you here a very simple trick. Now, if this is the, yes, yes, I'll be drawing the larger ovals or bubbles so that you can see very clearly. Now, so here, if this is the third question bubbling here or ovals here, I'll tell you here that just don't get confused here. Be cool. Place a scale on the ovals which are below here, below the question which you are trying to attempt or trying to fill the ovals. Okay, so place the scale so that that never goes wrong, because when you place the scale here, all the 4 OMRs which are for the answer will be in a proper line. Okay, and there will be no overlapping of the ovals, because yes, above the third question and below the third question, a complete OMR is having the n number of ovals in that. So out of stress here, generally the students, what they do is, instead of filling the answer for the third question, they'll be filling it for the fourth one. Yes, from there everything goes wrong. So whenever you fill the bubble here, just place a scale on the below or the line of OMR, right? So now all the bubbles, or all the 4 bubbles, will be perfectly looking for you in an order, then easily you can fill it. Okay, right. And what you'll be doing in the last half an hour, I asked. Now this last half an hour will be helpful for you to go for the physics and chemistry numericals, right? Now, let me tell you here, even though biology acts as a scoring subject for the marks for your final need, but let me tell you, rank deciding factor obviously will be the marks which you are going to score in the physics. Okay, so don't develop any such type of phobia regarding the numericals. Even again, I'm repeating, even if you solve from today onwards, you can definitely crack the NEET. Okay, and one more thing, generally what simple question which raise in the minds of the students is, what should be our target? Okay, So for this question, I have only one answer. Your total mark should be your target. Your total marks in the sense you have 720 marks on the whole, where you'll be attempting the exam on September 12th, right? So your total marks should be your target all the time. Okay, so don't think that, madam, in last year counseling for a student who got 545, he got a seat into the MBBS or into the government college. So never take the choices or the chances. Okay, see, when the examination board had decided the 720 as the full marks, so your target should be 720. And when you work for 720 here, chances are there to score for you till 600, okay, or 620 or 630, around, or 545, like that. But if you people strive, or if you people work for 545 or 550 here, you just can't reach even 500, because your target should be bigger compared to your goal. Then only you can reach the goal, or you can reach the target. Okay, right. And on the day of exam, what you have to do is, see, when you are having the exam on September 12th, close your books till the midnight of September 11th itself. Don't open any books on September 12th. Okay, right. Because whatever the mental work which you will be putting on your brain, since all these days here, at the same time your brain also needs the rest. And the amount of rest and the sleep is at most important, ma. Make the schedule to sleep minimum of 10 hours per day, 8 to 10 hours. Condition is the remaining 12 to 14 hours should be a completely productive work from your side. Okay, then only just give your brain ample of rest. So let me tell you the amount of rest which you are going to give you to the brain. The same retrieval is done by the brain on the day of exam. Okay, and generally most of the students will be getting nervous and tensed when they look at the students at the examination center reading on the last moment. Okay, reading at the last moment, generally they'll be just going on reading by sitting on the back of the vehicles or in the cars or somewhere else. So never get tensed. Okay, so such type of last minute preparation hardly helps them for 5 to 10%, not more than that. Instead, there arise a clumsy environment in the brain, which will not help you to solve or to recollect the things. Okay, so never be tensed by looking at others. Be confident of yourself. Okay, and above all, just discuss your own confidence level regarding the cracking of NEET with your parents, so that they can create a particular study environment at home. Okay, so yes, so these are the very simple tips, and I told you here, just to practice the tip what I gave you right now. Try to reduce the time of your examination or your practicing sessions depending on the number of questions, and let me tell you, that is going to help you a lot. Okay, so this is what the first and foremost stress relaxation technique, which comes when you practice from this day onwards. Okay, right. And we have exemplary type of questions. Let me tell you, pertaining to my subject: name of the scientist. Okay, examples from the Animal Kingdom 1 and Animal Kingdom 2. Right. So those examples, scientific names, common names, larvae, name of the scientist from any subject can be considered as the memory based type of questions. Okay, memory based type of questions. Right. Next. And the next one is application type of questions. You can expect application type is whatever the knowledge which you gain in the theoretical part, you have to apply it while you try to solve the questions. So that comes under the application type. Okay, knowledge type. Knowledge type is whatever the knowledge which you have pertaining to the topic. Now that comes as the knowledge type of questions. Okay, right. And just a few, two or three more tips here. Now, so when you have the four options given to you, and at the last one is all of the above. So mostly you might have experienced here, out of the above three options, if you know any two are correct, so obviously go for the all of the above without thinking for the second time. Okay, and very interesting and very funny suggestion I can give you here, particularly when it comes on to the concept based. Okay, so if you don't know the answer, let me tell you, the out of the four options, the bigger one will be the correct answer. The bigger one will be the correct answer. It is proved. Okay, so the bigger answer which is there. Okay, and apply this principle for the answer where you don't know anything about that. Okay, because to explain a certain word in the question, they need to give in an elaborated form of answer. So obviously, the bigger option out of the four given will be the correct one. And this is the proved one. Don't worry about the negative marks. Okay, this is the proved one here. Okay, right. And yes, we have a lot more to, lot more tips where you can follow. But the thing is, students, let me tell you, concentrate on your food habits mainly. Okay, just for 40 days, make a perfect timetable for your food, for your sleeping habits. Okay, and above all, yes, today is the perfect stress boosters. Okay, I just want to tell you one thing here. Your stress boosters or your perfect, your own friends, what I can say here. Okay, so just keep up the friendship with you, discuss them. But the thing is, choose your friends, the persons or the friends who are helpful for your career. Okay, so with them, try to do the group discussions. Group discussions is now in this situation, we cannot do it physically, but just you have the assistance of these electronic gadgets, right? So now you have the Zoom application where you can do the video calling even. And let me tell you, to understand the new concept, explaining to others is the perfect solution for such students. Let me tell you. Okay, when you feel something tough, you go on reading sentence by sentence, word by word, and try to explain the same thing to the other person who is sitting before you. Okay, and if the other person is of your same class or if you are friend, so you feel very much comfortable. Even if you go wrong also, the other person will be able to clarify you or rectify you. Okay, so if your parents or if they have time, if they could listen to you with that much patience, you are blessed, to be frank. Okay, so just express them or teach them. Okay, or just try to explain the tough concepts whatever you feel, either in the biology, physics or chemistry here. And that type of understanding will help you to remember the concept, will help you to remember the concept throughout your life, not only for your exam. Throughout your life you can remember such type of concepts. Okay, right. I think I made a few points very clear to you. Okay, as madam said, if you have anything to ask, you're welcome with your queries, either now or at the end of the session, but you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Nilima, for
Thank you.
giving you your valuable suggestions to the students. I hope all the students have got the main tips how to maintain their time, and how to manage their stress in the examination, and how to maintain their time all these 40 days. And yes, we are going to conduct more sessions like this. And thank you for participating in this, Professor Nilima.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
Thank you, and all the best to all the students, those who are going to write the NEET. Hope everyone will crack, and everyone will reach their goal in future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam.
And here we are moving to other session, and it's importance on motivation to join MBBS. And the personality is outstanding and work in the field of training the young doctors of the world. He is none other than Mr. Dr. Muhammad Khalil Ahmad, and the participating radiologist and the director of Arise Medical Academy. Sir, a very good morning. Sir, here we are requesting you to give your grateful help to the students, and we are requesting you to please start the session. Yeah, is a very small technical issue with Sir Khalil Ahmed. He will be joining us very soon.
Yeah. Uh, Warm good morning to all of you, and I hope you all are able to hear me clearly. Can you all hear me? Just give me a quick confirmation that if you can all hear me properly, then we'll start off, guys. So I'm happy to see you all, and really hopeful that you learn something productive and something very inspiring throughout this journey. And I hope you're all ready for a good exam and a good bright future ahead. So, guys, okay, I'm Dr. Khalil. I'm a radiologist by profession. I had, done my MBBS from Gandhi Medical College and my MD post graduation in radiology from Osmania. And here, I would like you to, understand what the mental ability and what kind of mindset you need to have to be able to pursue and to be able to have a career in medicine. So I hope all of you are aspiring to be doctors, and that's one of the finest professions that you will all be in. And in this, I would strongly advise you to start off with a very positive frame of mind, guys. Okay, you are in a time frame where it is very early for you to decide whether you can do or not do, whether you want to pursue or not pursue. Always give yourself the chance. Always give yourself the chance that you will be the best. Okay, it is your life right now, so don't be in a half-hearted approach. Don't be in a doubtful manner that you approach your life from here on. So all of you are budding doctors. I see future surgeons, future neurosurgeons, obstetricians in all of you. So I want you all to be of that mindset. Give yourself that freedom to learn, explore, do mistakes, but strive hard to achieve something amazing in life. So I'll start off straight first by explaining you what is the whole concept of what the doctor mindset would be, and what is the percentage of doctors who are actually involved in patient care, in decision making, how they all think about it, how they how the struggles are there in their lives, and then what you could do best to see that you are gaining, learning from them, getting inspired from them, and contributing to this amazing field of medicine. And let me just share you my presentation once. I don't know, my computer is giving some issues today morning. Anyways, I think it should be ready. Yeah, I'll just share my presentation with you. Yeah. So basically, being a doctor requires the right mindset, guys. Okay, so if you have seen a survey, what is a major factor driving medical school attendance, right? Once you join into MBBS or medical college, what is a major factor driving their attendance into the medical school? Is a desire to help those in need. This is the prime foci that you need to understand. You cannot join this profession thinking of something else, that your parents are forcing you, or you're looking at financial compensations, or you're looking at all of that will be part of the wonderful career that you will have. But the primary focus should be that you should have a very close connect to the people in need. So if you see, but to today's time in COVID, it was not about money. All the doctors were in the hospitals not for money, for to help there, because they are the first line of defense for the country. So that commitment to this profession is a must, to even think and start having that kind of aspirations. When you see so many doctors working in ICU and working for patients with so much of breathing troubles, oxygen difficulties, and so much of infectious contagious diseases, a firm desire to help those in need is something that will help you drive through this. And an interest in medicine, there is the second most important factor. This is an actual survey that was done, like to know why some doctors become amazingly different from the others. A strong interest in medicine, strong interest in science is something that has always been a driving factor for most of these students who have gone through the entire medical curriculum. A call towards medicine, definitely medicine is not something to be taken as a job, 9 to 5 job. It is a call towards, doctors wake up from the middle of the night to treat their patient. Once he is my patient, I will do everything to see that I am there for him, to cure him, to see that he is having less pain and less suffering. Even if he is your enemy, the best thing about a doctor is, once a BBC interviewer asked, like, what they so special about doctors? Why do doctors take so much of pride and so much of, this thing in the society? The doctor said, we are those people who, even if our enemy is suffering and I see him dying before me, I cannot let him die. That is my work. I cannot let people die. I cannot let people suffer. That is what the whole beauty of being a doctor and being a, a healthcare physician is. And that is what is about the call towards medicine. You need to have that connect. You need to have that kind of responsibilities or that kind of liking towards it, because it does not work if you're just looking at it as a very standard job. So these three things are the major factors. If you see, these are the major factors that have made successful doctors in future. And obviously all the other things, like the financial compensation, getting good influence from teachers, medical career, okay, all of the these are preliminary things, but it has to be these three things that first begin with. Then biggest factor in even specialty choosing, like whether you want to become a radiologist, whether you want to become a cardiologist, neurophysician, neurosurgeon, right, whether you want to be an obstetrician, dermatologist, so many different things are there. And the biggest factor in choosing the specialty is a personal interest in that field. So you have to have a self and a personally driven interest in the field, that okay, you will want to learn how human body works, how the human physiology works, how we are creating drugs. You see, in COVID times, people have done vaccine in 1 year time. That is an amazingly, and so many vaccines by different countries. This has never been achieved before. We used to do research for 3 to 4 years, 5 years, use it on small group of patients, but we didn't have time that time. So a huge number of doctors put their entire experience in creating vaccines, and today we are almost at the level of controlling such a bad and such a the very contagious disease of COVID-19. It's because of that personal interest to heal people, to prevent sufferings of the people. So that has been our driving force. And obviously you'll have a good lifestyle, lot of wonderful opportunities in the hospitals. You can work in the hospitals, corporate hospitals. You can own your own nursing homes. You can work in pharmaceutical companies. You have lot of diagnostics, okay, pathological labs, diagnostic labs. Okay, there is a lot of career opportunities that you have. Lot of research work is happening. We are all into nanotechnology these days. We are looking at small molecules. As we are going ahead in research and in understanding the medicine, there is so much of inputs that we are getting, especially about how to have micromolecules entering into the body. Even vaccines that we talk about, we are putting the small DNA, okay, the small viral genomes are being inserted, and we are trying to see that body produce antibodies against them. So the ability to add small microparticles into the viruses and then develop immunity against it. So all of these research opportunities are also there. And obviously the other part, like income, prestige, okay, social and standing, the respect among the society, all of those are also a part of that. But this is something that you want to keep in mind. I'll tell you one interesting story to begin with. This is twins who are fused at the brain. And these people who are fused at the brain, these are called as craniopagus or conjoined twins. I want you to understand how medicine has evolved over a period of time. Right from the days when we were digging dead bodies from the graves to actually learn anatomy. Okay, previously we were not allowed to do that. Many people were killed when they wanted to, learn anatomy, right? And to teach to the world. Very early times I'm talking about. Hippocrates, and later on so many people who are actually contributed in understanding human anatomy. Today we are doing surgeries, we are opening up abdomens, but there are so many people's lives and commitments towards giving you this field today. What you are seeing today, what you will learn in future, is something that has been amassed over a period of time by different contributions by different doctors, different people who have put their heart and lives into it. So one good example I'll tell you. This is one conjoined twins. Okay, that was, we would never used to operate this kind of kids. Okay, just till recently. The thing was, these people, these children were connected by a common vessel. A common vein would be there connecting them. So to separate them, we would have to cut this important vein, and that would lead to massive bleeding on the operation table, and we would have a lot of suffering, and many times the children die. So nobody used to dare it to get this kind of surgery done. But the parents of this couple, they really wanted, because they're all bedridden all the time, they cannot do anything, right? And they were really suffering, and they wanted to have some kind of normal lifestyle for their kids. So these parents, they were from the western country, they were having good resources, so they wanted to do whatever possible to see that these kids are separated. They went and met every neurosurgeon in USA, that asking them, requesting them, begging them to separate these two kids. But none of the surgeons were taking the risk to separate, because again, they were worried about killing of the two kids. So they were said, no, it is very difficult surgery, very complicated surgery, we will not do this. Then there was a doctor called as Ben Carson. Okay, I hope you will hear once you are into profession, in the profession actively, you will hear about him. He is a leading neurosurgeon. Actually, Ben Carson was an African American, and being of black origin, he would not be given so much of opportunities to do surgeries and stuff at that time in the US in the early phases of 1950s and stuff. So Ben Carson happened to meet these parents of these kids, and they requested him also to see that they can separate this kid. Ben Carson initially was reluctant. He said, no, no, I cannot do this. This is complicated surgery. But the parents said, sir, we have traveled the entire world. We have met the major surgeons in different parts of the countries, right? And also we have traveled the world, but nobody is helping us. I cannot see my kids like this. They are always on the bed. They cannot play. I don't mind. Even if you give me one normal kid, I am fine. Okay. Even if you lose one kid during the operation, it is fine. Just can you separate these kids? I cannot see them like this. I cannot see them struggling like this, right? And Ben Carson was really moved by those words. So he decided, okay, let's try to help these kids. So he was, getting CT scans, MRI, imaging, and trying to think about how to separate the vessels. He saw the big vessel there, and he was really confused how to operate on this and stuff. Then keeping on thinking repeatedly, because once you get connected to your patients, you're all thinking logically to come to a diagnosis. In profession, it's, I would say, it is more like a Sherlock Holmes only. Okay, in every day, every patient that walks into your outpatient, he will come with different symptoms: vitamin deficiencies, anemias, breathing problems, respiratory problems, okay, pneumonia, tuberculosis, so many are there. And everybody have a common symptoms, right? Cough is there due to many causes. Cough is there due to COVID, cough is there due to tuberculosis, cough is there due to so many things. How, while sitting in the outpatient department, you actually think, and how your thought process comes into closing down the differential, closing down to the diagnosis. That is what medicine is all about. And that is the reason you need to be having that kind of in knowledge with you, that kind of commitment with you, to be able to think, because you don't get much time. Also in India, we hardly spend 5 to 10 minutes with a patient, especially if you're working in a busy centers on an outpatient. You need to make quick decisions, and for that you need to be really sharp, really committed, and really trained in the process. It's all about getting the right training through the journey. So Ben Carson also started continuously thinking about his patient, what to do, what not to do. He got the investigations done, and he was again very worried that it is a risky surgery. Should I go ahead or not? But the parents were insisting that, okay, fine, sir, please do this. I know it has never been done in the world, but please do this. I want only one normal kid. I am fine with this. Okay, the mother was also there. The parent were also there. Looking at the commitment of the parents and stuff, he thought, let me try. So what he thought, he was thinking, while playing a snookers game, he realized, okay, while playing the game of the snookers, he realized how the connections happen, right? So when they are playing, they know that how the connections happen between these things. So he realized, okay, while so much of work, even when they are at a recreational activity, they're constantly thinking of their patients. So he thought, okay, fine, this is how I will connect my arteries and see. So probably I may be able to save these kids. So while thinking and while processing the information, he decided, okay, we'll take him up. So he announced to the world that, okay, fine, the media was there, the whole local media, as well as the whole thing came out in the news that somebody is trying to separate a kid who's fused at the brains, right? And that became a big event that time. And many doctors were against it. They were saying that you will kill the two babies on the operation room. Media was against it. Ben Carson is doing a stupid thing. Okay, this is not the way to handle such kind of thing. They have to be treated with sympathy. So many things that came up. But because Ben Carson had decided by that time that I'm going to give her my best, and the parents were supportive for whatever happens, the high risk consent was taken, and they were willing to go ahead. And then on the operation table, okay, the parents were waiting outside. The Ben Carson took the kids into the operation table. He separated the scalp, separated the cranial bone, and then when it came to this complicated vessel, then he just gave a small incision, and suddenly both the babies started bleeding heavily, and that was a known complication. Ben Carson, what he did, he asked his anesthetist team to decrease the heart rate of both the kids, to suddenly drop down the heart rate of both the kids, so that the amount of blood loss that happens will be less. And we don't have much time. Once you decrease the heart rate, once you decrease the pumping of the blood towards the brain is very dependent on oxygen. So we don't have much time. So in very fast time, he had to ligate the arteries, put the scalps back, and separate the kids. So by reducing the heart rate on the operation table, when both the kids were bleeding heavily, he asked the anesthetist to decrease the heart rate drastically low, so that the blood pumping is not there. And then in that few minutes that you get to survive the brain, you ligated the arteries and separated the kids. When he was coming out of the operation room, the mother was waiting anxiously. Ben Carson went close to the mother and asked, "How many kids do you want? One or two?" What do you think must be their answer? What do you think must be their answer? What do you think must be their answer? If it is a mother, uh, if they ask you how many kids do they want, what will be a mother's answer, right? So obviously, the mother who previously said that I want only one kid, today comes back and says, she was not answering anything. She was very worried, not knowing the status. Doctors just came out of the operation room, right? And as a mother, she was in tears, literally, when Ben Carson told him, your both kids are fine. The both kids will lead a separate and an independent life. And that is what happened today. We are able to do many of these neurosurgeries and separate these conjoined twins. And that is what I want you to understand. Medicine is all about, being a doctor is all about helping you, trying to help your patient. It is not about protocols. It is not about, obviously we follow protocols, we follow the thing, but at the same time it is also about taking risk, keeping your patient care, trying to decrease the suffering of your patients as a primary commitment that I would want you to take from me through this session, right? That is that kind of commitment to the job, that kind of commitment to decreasing suffering. Okay, these are risk. Everybody took a risk. Today vaccines are being given. That is a risk. We don't know the side effects, we don't know the thing, but people are putting their energies, people are putting their efforts, tried and tested in small group of people. And all the first batch of people who took the vaccine, they were under risk, huge risk. Anything could have happened. So that is what is all about medicine. To reduce the sufferings of a large scale of population, we have to take risk and evolve from there. And that is the mindset that I would want you all to develop, that this is not about just learning some books or stuff. It is also about being able to apply that information, to be able to push the bar ahead, so that you create wonders in the medical field. And you have a lot of autobiography of Ben Carson. Okay, really good thing to read when you're free, once you're done with your exams and stuff. And another important thing, right, in medicine, we need to understand that you are not going to work independently. You are going to work as a team. When you're treating a human body, it is not that you are going to treat every part of the body. The mindset should be to be a good team leader, to be a good team worker, right? It is not that I'm being a radiologist, I cannot go and do a cardiac surgery, or being a cardiologist, somebody cannot go get an cataract done, or a lens surgery done, eye surgery done. So you need to understand that you have to work in good teams, So you need to develop a strong, trained, well-trained team of yourself. So having good social communications, having so good connect with the right people. Which people are you, in the early phase of your growth, which kind of people are you associated with will define where you go ahead in life. So which kind of people are you, talking to, which kind of people are you inspiring to be, which kind of people are you surrounding yourself, which kind of thoughts you are surrounding yourself with. So your thoughts are very, very important, guys. At this point of time, very young in your life, I would all want you to surround yourself with positive thoughts, thoughts of achieving things, thoughts of defining things again. Okay, so you will all be great doctors and wonderful physicians, and I want you to believe it first, believe it, and then work towards it, and give your 100% to get those beliefs executed. So first, believe very, very wonderful. Believe yourself to be very that you'll achieve things. I've seen many young doctors. Okay, when they are in their first year, second year, they aspire to go to London, they aspire to go to Harvard, they aspire to go to New York cities, and establish their thing. I have seen them working towards their dream and coming out successfully. So having a strong team is important. So a strong team, I'll tell you one good example. Dr. Alfred Blalock, right? He was a person who was doing cardiac surgeries, and he had a carpenter, basically a janitor in the room, who was assisting him to do experiments on animals while he was learning new surgical techniques and stuff. So Alfred Blalock and Vivian Thomas, these people were working together. Alfred Blalock was working in the medical college, and in the evening times, he would bring animals there because he has to try new experiments of connecting the vessels and stuff. So directly he cannot try on the actual patient. So he would try all of that. And because it was evening times, all the other doctors would go away, and he was doing more of experimental things. So he always used to take care of the cleaning staff there, who used to clean the rooms and stuff, to assist him and help him in in those techniques. So Vivian Thomas always helped him, and they became so good in interacting with each other that in the operation room, Vivian Thomas would give ideas. We'll do it like this. We'll do it like that. Alfred Blalock also would execute it properly, and that is how they became a very strong team together. And one thing, one day, what happened? They had a very important surgery to do. Okay, so Alfred Blalock got the opportunity to work on an important child congenital heart disease called as tetralogy of Fallot. And because it was a very important cardiac surgery, and it was conducted in the John Hopkins Hospital, so all the big hospital doctors and all were there. And when we was trying to operate on that, in the operation room, they did not allow Vivian Thomas to enter the operation room because he was not qualified doctor. All the other doctors were standing. Alfred Blalock was there. He was trying to operate on tetralogy of Fallot. They did not allow Vivian Thomas to come inside, saying that he is not a qualified doctor. In the middle of the surgery, Alfred Blalock could not, happily do the surgery. So he asked, the team to stop the surgery and bring Vivian Thomas back inside the operation room, who was standing outside. Then only he could do the surgery properly. And on insisting, on Alfred Belloc insisting that Vivian Thomas should be brought inside, and all the doctors were surprised. Why do you want a non-medical person? We are all there. Alfred Belloc was very rigid. No, I want that person to be here with me while operating the surgery. So they agreed, and they brought Vivian Thomas inside, and this became a major surgery. Even today, we follow Blalock procedures for different congenital cardiac diseases, for fetal cardiac cases. So this became a hugely successful surgery, and he was awarded lot of prestigious awards and stuff, and he became a superstar in the medical field after that, Alfred Blalock. But problem was, he never credited the contribution of Vivian Thomas throughout, because obviously he was hesitant. Okay, he's not a medical professional, how will I tell it to all these medical journals and all. On close to his deathbed, Alfred Belloc called Vivian Thomas and told, I'm really, really sorry. That day, if you would not have come inside, I was very confused. I was not able to do the surgery. It is because of your contribution that I could successfully perform, and it became such a standard in the medical care. So I am sorry for that, and I'm informing all the health officials now. And he called up all the people in the John Hopkins and informed about in the role of Vivian Thomas. And Vivian Thomas, later on, after many years, till that time he was not given any credit. After many years, There was a big meeting in the John Hopkins, and Vivian Thomas was called in before all the best minds of the medical field. He was invited, he was felicitated, and his complete photograph is still hanging inside the Laurel's team, okay, inside the felicitation team. His Vivian Thomas was given such a huge honor for the contribution that he has done. So this profession is not about being about yourself. It is about taking your team along. It is about inspiring from people, having good coordinated teamwork among yourself. So it's a very very interesting field that you will have. It is a field that will inspire you, that will make you work. The moment you see a patient being discharged and going back, the family members who came to you in a very worried and anxious state, and when you discharge them after you treating their family member, and when he goes back, when the family smiles while going out of the hospital, that is the most, forget about anything else. Whenever you get a patient with the worried parents, worried daughters, worried sons, when they're rushing into the emergency room, the first thought you will have is to send this family back happily. And you should do everything in your possibilities to see that you deliver such kind of commitment towards those patients. So that is something that you'll never forget. That smile of that people who are getting discharged, right? That will stay with you, and that will be like you'll see that each smile will make your day. We have so many wonderful days just because our patients, they smile back, they give some small gestures, okay, small toy, small pen they give, small things, okay, we don't expect it, we don't want to, but they're out of affection and love that they do, right? The small gestures that they do. Sometimes they bring some laddu, sometimes they bring some dishes and all those things. You get connected so much into the society, and you will, and he becomes your family member also. You will, because he'll coming on, diabetic patients are there, hypertensive patients are there, they come so regularly for you. So you become a part of their family. They trust you so much. For every small issue, they want you to see him. If you are saying anything, whether world's best doctor is saying anything, if you are happy, they are happy. So that kind of trust you're going to develop with your patients and with the society. And that requires responsibility, that requires knowledge, and you have to do everything to see that when you're standing at that position, you have enough knowledge with you, you have enough decision making capability in you, so that you make right decisions for your patient, because patients are trusting you. The patients will trust what you, we all know, right? We will first go to our family doctor. Whatever family doctor says, that is, we will follow that advice. If the family doctor doesn't says not to go to one specific area, we will not go to that area. So that kind of trust and that kind of faith, and that will require you to be responsible with your commitments towards your patients and society. So there are a lot of good doctors in India also. We had so many, we have Rela Institute of Liver Transplantation, AIG, wonderful hospitals back in India, okay, back in Hyderabad also, Chennai also, and even so many places, LV Prasad Eye Institute, South Asia's one of the biggest hospitals. So we people are creating that kind of impact, people are creating that kind of impact in the society. And it all starts, okay, what I want you to understand, it all starts here. There are so many young minds like you who are all studying, pursuing their goals, not knowing about their future and stuff. But somebody who is committing to his cause, somebody who's willing to take effort, somebody who's committed to his dreams, who follows his dreams very closely, who is committed to his dreams closely, will definitely come out successful and will have a bright future. And I have seen so many examples of that. So when you are going through the medicine, okay, there's so many doctors, so many students who will be there, but somebody who is committed to his dreams, who's keeping his dreams close to him, that I want to achieve this in life, and working towards it, keeping patient care at the priority, learning for the sake of helping somebody someday, okay, helping somebody's life someday. Whatever you learn in this field is going to save somebody's life. So that kind of strong commitment will take you forward, take you to great heights in future. So I wish all of you will carry that committed course with you. And I want you to understand the whole benefit of the next exam now. So there is a proposal about next exam, national exit exam. And this is not just a proposal, it is gone into the stage of gazette. So it is a gazette already. That means it will be implemented. It is not a proposal anymore. It is a gazette. And what does this next suggest? They say that after your 12th, you can join mbbs anywhere. Okay, you can join in India or you can join abroad. Anything is fine. And after that, after your training course is over, after your final year, you will attempt an exam which is a common exam for Indian students as well as abroad mbbs students. So whether you are an Indian MBBS graduate or an abroad MBBS graduate, after you finish your 5 years of your training or a final year of your medicine, after your final year, then you are eligible to write this next exam. And this next exam will include all the subjects that you study during your MBBS years, mainly the clinical subjects. And this is divided into two parts, next one and next two. So after your next one exam, you'll be doing your internship. You'll be doing your internship of 1 year internship. And after that, you will have your next two exam. That is a more of a practical exam, next two. But it's a MCQ based only, but more on practical things. Whatever you learn in internship, that will be tested there. So basically, the exam consists of two parts, next one and next two. Next one is common exam. Whether you're studying in any college in India, whether you're studying in AIMS, whether you're studying in Gandhi, whether you're studying in any kind of private college in India, or you're studying in any country or any place abroad, you all have on the same level playing ground. And I feel this is a very good advantage for you all if you're pursuing medicine abroad, so that you have a common playing ground now. It's not like whether you study in India or whether you study abroad, all of you have to write the common exam to be able to get the license. So this is a two-way exam. The next one will give you license. We all have a registration number. We'll all have to have a license to practice. So you'll get your license, and it will also give you scoring for PG, for postgraduate seat also. So if you get very good scores, you'll get a PG seat. If you get a bare minimum qualifying score, you'll get a license. So we all, after previously before this exam, anybody who passes MBBS, he is getting a license. Now what they're telling, you pass the next exam, then you get a minimum marks to get the license, and you get good marks, merit seats, you will get a PG seat for you. So that is what the whole thing is. For foreign graduates till now, for FMG, there was a separate exam for foreign graduates called FMG or MCI screening test. This was a separate exam only for foreign students. MBBS, Indian MBBS students did not have that exam. Indian MBBS did not have to write that exam. Only FMG students, foreign graduate students, had to write the exam. But after the implementation of next, that is told to be from 2023, already the health minister has announced it, that the dates will be in the first part of 2023 onwards. So every student who is coming from the first part of 2023, who is passing out his final year from the first part of 2023, will be writing the next one exam, and this will be both for licensing and for PGC. This is what the actual thing is. So it's a huge advantage, makes a level playing ground for both Indian and foreign students. And this is not new. This is not new or something very different. We used to do, even imagining, we have, so many of you must have heard about US. Okay, if you are studying MBBS and you want to go to US, you write a USMLE exam. Whether you are a US citizen there studying in the medical college in USA, or whether you are a foreign student studying in India, studying in any other country, Philippines, China, Russia, anywhere you are studying, whether you're a foreign student or whether you're a US citizen, you have to write a common exam, and based on that you get your residency. So this is a very standardized procedure that we have in US. The similar thing is being applied in India, and that's a good thing because it does not differentiate whether you are from India, whether you are from us. You don't have to write a separate exam. You're all part with the Indian students only, Indian community only. And that is a huge benefit that I feel going forward for all of you. And then the next thing that I would want you to understand is the field. What do you have all of this? In the field, you have different subjects. You have, like, you will study about the anatomy. You will study about how to look at the pathologies, how to look at fractures, how to look at the heart and other stuff. You'll see come across so many diseases, so many pathologies, right? It's a very interesting, and you're dealing with each case that you come across is a very unique case. You learn, okay, it's not like some equations and stuff. It's some real life experiences, your real life patients that you see, and you see everything. Okay, what is the problem here? And so much of thought process goes, what can be done to improve them and all. So that is all the kind of field that you will be exposed to, and you will enjoy the learning. Okay, it's a completely you're learning about your own human body, right? So it's a hugely enriching experience. Obviously it will be little time, it will be time constraining. You have to give your committed time. If you're a medical student, you have to give time. Okay, I don't want to give rosy ideas that you don't put your efforts and you will have a good time. No, you have to put your dedicated time into this. You have to be a sincere student to be a good doctor. So that goes together. So you cannot escape from one thing. Obviously, this is what your investment is. As a medical student, you are expected to gain knowledge, gain information, understand the diseases, understand the pathologies, and obviously you will have a great because you're going to take care of patients tomorrow. Unless you know which bone is what, when you see an X-ray, you will not identify which bone is fractured, what to do, and all. So it's important that you understand your anatomy. So you'll study a lot of subjects. I hope you will be learning anatomy, where you study about the human body, physiology, the normal functioning of the human body, right? So biochemistry, pathology, where you study about diseases, right? So many other subjects that you're gonna study about. Pharmacology, where we study about drugs. Microbiology, okay, which we study about all your microbes, all the bacteria, and you'll study about SPM. SPM has become a very, very important subject now in medicine nowadays. Social and preventive medicine, what we are doing in COVID times to prevent the diseases, social and preventive medicine. Then you have all the standard ones, the surgery, medicine, obstetrics and gynecology, pediatrics, obstetrics and gynecology, pediatrics, and you also have your radiology, dermatology, psychiatry. So very, very interesting subjects that you will study. Anesthesia, how to do anesthesia of patients before surgeries, how to not have them pain while operating. So a lot of hugely enriching field, hugely enriching knowledgeable field that you will have, and each one is a specialty and a beauty in itself. And you will have a great and wonderful journey experiencing them. But you should be committed to learn. You should not run away from this. Don't expect all of them. There is no magic. Okay, magic, there is no magic. Magic is in your hard work. Magic lies in your hard work. So please put your right efforts when you're preparing it so early in your lives, right? I really want you all to go boldly and honestly in the world, right? And you are special. No matter what happens, you remember, you are special. You are fighting your own journey. You are the hero of your story. So first, dream very high for yourself. Set your standards right. Don't get into distractions. Don't get into being ordinary. Don't be happy with ordinary. Learn to be give yourself, be your own friend. I would suggest, be your own friend. Give yourself that opportunity to explore. Give yourself that opportunity, the time, the commitment to excel in life. So I really wish you all a great success in your future exams, and I also hope that you all come out being shining doctors and wonderful doctors. And I really thank the entire team for giving me this wonderful opportunity to interact with you all, and I hope you all enjoyed and you liked the sessions. And please do let me know if you have any queries. Next should be given for foreign students too for license. Next is for everybody, Indians, whether you join in Indian medicine or abroad, right? So you will have to do a next exam. So from 2023, people all who finish their final year from 2023, whether you are studying in Indian college or abroad college, whichever country you are from study, you have to write the next exam, national exit test. It is already a gazette. It is already passed in the parliament. It is already signed by the president. It is not in a proposal stage. It is a gazette today. So I hope I was clear. Chandru Patil, I would suggest you to, have your, if you want to be a neurosurgeon, first is, clear your exams right now, your 12th and your, NEET exams, as well as your, pursue your medicine. And after that, give more concentration towards anatomy. Any surgery you want to do, your anatomy should be strong. Unless you know how the anatomy is, you cannot go and open up the thing. So your anatomy and your surgery knowledge will help you become a good neurosurgeon. If you are, whenever you are with the dissecting specimens and stuff, watch them carefully, especially the brain anatomy, especially the surgical techniques of head and neck surgeries. You will be learning all of that. First you have to become a MS general surgeon, which is a postgraduate seat, and then you will be given super specialty of neurosurgery. So you have to finish your MBBS, do your general surgery, and then become a neurosurgeon. That's a super specialty course of neurosurgery. And if your anatomy is strong, you'll have a good time. Cardiology or radiology can become doctor. Yes, if you're pursuing the field of medicine, right? If you join into medicine, you can become a doctor. It's not an issue. If you're even from your BSc backgrounds, right, you can pursue and become a doctor. But you have to, and it will be easier for you to understand much better than the other people who are non science background, because you've already done a couple of years of your degree into cardiology or radiology. So it will be easier to pursue that further. Any other queries, guys? So I hope I have been clear. Yeah. Earnings are good in everything. I'm telling you, right? Medicine as a doctor, and even real estate has good earnings. So it is not about earning. Earning is there, yes. Okay, there is a lot of good earning, but at the same time, the quality of life that you get into is something that you should aspire. Money, more than money factor, please keep your interest before. Learn, because if you're behind money, you will take shortcuts. Imagine if I give some 10th class boy 10,000 every month, he will forget studying. Okay, he will never be, he'll never achieve what he can achieve in his life. So I don't want you all to be so behind money at this point so early in your lives. Money will come second. You work on excellence, money will come. You don't work on excellence, you work before money, money will make you run. If you work towards excellence, money will keep running behind you. Okay, so please remember that. Shine, no, Shina, you have to do an MBBS, then only you can do MS, general surgery, and other things. Okay, so MBBS is the criteria first. Okay, so if you first pursue MBBS, and then you will write your next exam, and based upon your scores, you will join MS or MD, and like that. Okay, so it's like a postgraduate, MS, MD, or postgraduate seats. Any other things, guys? I hope the team can being a qualified medical doctor is much advisable. I would suggest, it will give you a lot of scope abroad, lot of scope of understanding the disease and stuff also. So I would want you to have that opinion of getting into actual modern medicine. Okay, better.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Khalil, for outstanding truths on medical education. And you have given a very valuable suggestions to all the students who are all participated in this webinar. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
And here we are moving on to another wonderful guest of honor with us. He is the VP of International Marketing and External Affairs of Southwestern University, Philippines. And we would like gratefully be delighted to listen to his insightful speech on importance of quality education and utmost dedication in medical sector. On behalf of all gathered here, our heartfelt thanks to you, sir, and request you to please enlighten us. And he is none other than Mr. Dr. Wilfie. So please start the session.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me, Ma'am Hima?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, students. I am Dr. Wilfie Bessin. I'm in charge of International Marketing and Branding of Southwestern University, FINMA. It's the first medical school outside the country's capital, Manila, and we have been in existence for 75 years. So it's our Diamond Year celebration this year, and we have been home to several Indian students. Not just Indian students, actually, we have several students from 5 continents coming from 40 different countries all around the world. So before I start my session, my PowerPoint presentation, may I request Sir Ashok to please show us the video so that you will have an idea of what Southwestern University FINMA is.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank you so much, Sir Ashok. Now let me share my screen to you guys. Sir Ashok, I need you to enable me to share my screen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so just an introduction of Southwestern University FINMA. Before that, I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Ahmed. I've learned a lot about the next because that's actually this year might be the first year of implementing it or in 2023. So there are things that we have to also adjust in order to fit that schedule of yours already. But we are happy that it's an equal playing field now. If you are a graduate from India and if you're a graduate from somewhere else, then you have more or less the same exams to take. Okay, so Southwestern University FINMA has been in existence for 75 years, and we are a global university in Cebu City, Philippines. It's actually in the middle of the Philippines. You know that the Philippines has three major provinces, and Visayas is in the middle, and we are located there at the heart of Cebu City. So it's a booming first-class city. It's also one of the safest cities in Southeast Asia. So once you come here, we can guarantee you and your parents that your entire stay here in Southwestern University or in Cebu City would be safe and you will be secured. And of course, because of the efforts of our partner there in India, Wisdom Overseas, they will really make sure that you are safe when you're here because they provide you with everything that you need here as you study with us for 5 years or so. So again, as what I mentioned to you, Southwestern University FINMA is a school for game changers and serious and driven learners. This is actually in relation to Dr. Ahmed's sharing that the medical profession is all about mission. We think that we owe it to you to provide you the best quality of education when you come here to us because you are about to change lives when you come back there in your country or practice in the US. So essentially, we would want to give you a strict academic background, a strong academic background, so that it's going to be easier for you to pass all those tests that you're about to take there. At the same time, we provide you hands-on learning because that's the only way you will become the best doctors that you can be. As of now, SW FINMA is undergoing major improvements, not only in academics, but also we are trying to make the entire community where SW FINMA is located a university town. So our own hospital, we have our own hospital there. We're trying to create a vital service centers and commercial spaces. And of course, the dormitories are accredited by us so that once you stay in these dormitories and boarding houses, we know that you are secured. And of course, it's very accessible to anywhere you want to go here in the city of Cebu. Southwestern University FINMA is actually part of a big conglomerate. We are under a corporation, a global corporation, FINMA Corporation, and we are its education arm. We call ourselves PEN or FINMA Education Network. So in the country, we have 10 universities under our wing. They purchased Southwestern University FINMA in 2015. And of course, we're also expanding abroad. We are starting with our first school in Indonesia. We call it the Horizons Education. At the same time, we have one school in Vietnam. Our president and COO of FINMA and COO and president of FINMA Education is educated abroad. He studied in the US and he has a lot of background in terms of education. So we are assuring you that you are in good hands should you decide to be part of our family. Southwestern University FINMA is essentially known for medicine. As what I mentioned to you, it's the first medical school outside Manila, but we are also doing really well with our other non-health programs, and at the same time expanding our expertise in non-health related programs. But for India, most of our students, our 500 students plus from India, are actually enrolled in medicine. Although I know that Wisdom is also looking into bringing students from India for veterinary medicine and even nursing, but an MBA, but that's still ongoing, as our focus now is really medicine. So as what I mentioned to you, our students come from 5 different continents across the world, coming from 40 different countries, from Canada, USA, Europe, Germany, and most of them are really coming from India, Nepal, and also other countries within nearer to us. So as you can see, that's how we tell you that Southwestern University is truly a global university. We are also partnered with several institutions around the globe. Of course, our most trusted ally is from India, Wisdom Overseas, but we are also represented in other parts of the country. And we're also working currently with new partners now. This is Cebu. Just a brief overview of where we are located. So Cebu, Philippines is actually, we've divided into 5 to describe Cebu. It's a cultural melting pot. So once you come here, a lot of Indian communities as well as communities from other countries are already established here. So when you come here, it's not just Filipinos that you will be able to interact with. We have a lot of Koreans, we have a lot of Indians, everyone in the world is represented here. It is also a getaway destination because one of the advantages of living in Cebu, it is very near beautiful hotspots. An hour drive would take you to the beautiful beaches and mountains, or even less than an hour. So it's very accessible to all. It's also very safe. As you can see, in 2018, we were part of the list of top 10 safest cities in Southeast Asia. And you can see everywhere when you come here that there's deployment of everyone, the security personnel. It is also an education hub. As I mentioned to you, there are a lot of big universities here, and one of the oldest is actually Southwestern University FINMA. We're also very accessible. We have direct flights from international destinations, and of course, with the assistance of Wisdom Overseas, it's going to be easy for you. They'll give you all the easiest details on how to travel here. But as of now, because of the pandemic and because of the travel ban that's been in place since a few months ago, what we're doing in the School of Medicine is online education for now, online learning for now. But actually, we are the first medical school to be granted approval to conduct face-to-face laboratory classes for this semester. So we're gonna start with our laboratory classes as early as October, or perhaps for some of you or for the Indian market, it might be a little later, probably by January, because we're still trying to understand. Of course, the main priority is your security. So that's what we're still looking into, everything that will make sure that when you come here, you're already safe. And of course, we require all our medical students to be vaccinated. These are testimonies of some of our students, not just coming from India, but from around the world. These are just some of the requirements that you have to take. But of course, if you decide to study here in the Philippines or in Southwestern University, to be specific, our partner, Wisdom Overseas, is going to assist you. Of course, we are accredited by the World Health Organization, the Medical Council of India, and of course, when you study with us, you can also immediately take the USMLE, as what Dr. Ahmed has mentioned. USMLE because we're following the American Standard of Education for Medicine. I'm just going to show you some of our facilities. So this is where the School of Medicine is housed. It's what we call the FINMA Hall. It's a 7-story building, and these are its facilities. These are our hallways leading to your classroom. These are our libraries for graduate school and medicine students. These are our laboratories. We also have the Sectra dissecting table. It's an interactive anatomy class wherein you learn about a lot of things about anatomy here. We also have our own Coliseum, and we also have our ballpark. Actually, we have an in-campus tournament for our Indian students, and not just the Indian students, but we hold it every December while they're on break. So we have a lot of sports that they can join, of course, including your national sports. These are some of the Indian students here in Southwestern University, Philippines. As you can see, they are serious with their studies. They all believe that they have to take it seriously because they're touching lives. They're making a difference in the world after they graduate with us. So we take medical education very seriously, guys. So that's one of the things you have to know about Southwestern. The good thing about us also is we have our own hospital. So you get to be exposed in our own hospital for your training so that you get hands-on learning. Of course, we believe that students should also have a fun time here. So they are exposed to sports, to whatever passions they have other than academics, so that they will still feel at home when they are here with us. Of course, we also provide them with review classes for the NMAT exam. That is the National Medical Admission Test. That is a test that students need to take to be accepted in any medical schools in the Philippines. So we have, in partnership with Wisdom, of course, we provided this review training. And at the same time, we will start this year the training for USMLE. So we'll have review classes for USMLE, inviting reviewers who are now based in the US to give lectures to our own students, not just the Indians, but all our medicine students. These are just some of our recent successful graduates from India. So we have an 81% passing rate for SW FINMA. They just passed the FMG. So these are some of our new doctors recently this June. But of course, we've been producing a lot of, these are just some of our students who are now practicing doctors there back in your country. We also have our own Indian student desk here. So they take care of all your concerns. Should it be academic? Should it be financial? Should it be any other things you need? It's very accessible to the campus. It's within the campus. So we have an office, and we're happy to say that it's only India that we have this office assigned really for them, so that it's easier for our Indian students who are here to approach them and our friendly personnel in the Indian student desk. These are just some of our initiatives during COVID. So we know and we really care for our students. So we assisted them in coming home. So we provided them with the facilities to come back in your country. I think this happened in the middle of last year when all our students were panicking and they all wanted to go home, and we value you guys. So we provided you with all the necessary safety measures and assistance we can give you. We also provided food for those who stayed here. We had a weekly ration of food for all our Indian students who were here who did not decide to go home because they had internships and other things that they want to take care of, including academics when they're here. So that's it. that's my presentation. And FINMA Education's commitment is to make lives better through education. And our tagline in Southwestern University FINMA is to make you, our students, become the best that they can be. So essentially, that is our promise to you. We will try to provide you with the best quality medical education that you provide, that you deserve, so that once you go back home, it's going to be easier for you to practice medicine with less casualties or with zero casualties. That's what we want. We have strict but approachable faculty. You can talk to them, discuss with them anything that you want to discuss about your concerns in academics. And we even provide remediation for those who are struggling. So that is our commitment to you. When you study with us here in Southwestern, definitely we will try to make you the best doctors that you can be. I think Sir Ravi is raising his hand and some students I can see. Sir Ravi, I think you're muted.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Wilfie, for the exceptional information on Southwestern University, and hope students can become the best over there. Thank you. And here is a final session on the webinar is with another eminent and inspiring personality, renowned for the virtue of simplicity. And he is none other than Mr. Tumala Ravikant Garu, CEO of Wisdom Overseas and Envoicing Education Science Board, the man of distinct vision and the fountainhead of illumination ideas. Sir, we are requesting to give some suggestions and the way to the students.
Thank you, Ma'am Hima, and welcome to all. And yes, today we are on the fourth session and about the Wisdom Overseas Services. Yes, I myself, Ravikant Tumala, representing Wisdom Overseas, and also we are working for the Southwestern University as an exclusive partner. Here I'm here to explain you the duration of the course and the fee structure and the other facilities that we providing. So let me start with the course duration. Yes, as you know, in India, the MBBS course is 5.5 years duration. At the same, so we have our two education system in the world. One is the American education system, another one is the Britain education system. We follow the Britain education system because we were a colony of the Britain before, so we adopted the same system. That means we have a 10+2, then 5.5. That is MBBS structure, or 10+2, 4 years BTech, or 10+2, 3 years of BSc. So when it comes to the American system, they have a 10+4 system, again 4 years of Doctor of Medicine. So the degree also they offer in a different way. They offer MD, Doctor of Medicine. So here we usually use the M for Masters, but we have to see it as a Doctor of Medicine. So Doctor of Medicine, MBBS are both are same. So as long as wherever you go to the world, suppose if you go to the Britain colonies, so you always called as a MBBS doctor. When you go to the American colonies, you called as an MD. So the degree, then the name only differs, but the value and the criteria will be the same. So for these course, that means in the Philippines, we Southwestern offering you MD course, which consists of 1 year pre-medicine. That means they have a 4 years degree, right? So we 10+ students, our Indian students will be joining with Philippines bachelor degree as a lateral entry students. So they will be studying 1 year trimester system. So they will be completing the degree with 1 year. Then again 4 years of MD. That means 1 + 4 years, total 5 years duration will be there. And for these 5 years duration, so we will be offering you the in Indian rupees 21 lakhs the fee structure, and you can pay in 10 installments, easy installments. And yes, apart from these fee structure and duration, we will be providing you the food and accommodation. We are different from the other consultants. Usually the consultants will be sending the students, very few are caring. So we are in the caring process. That means not only your application, we will be standing with you until your graduation, until your license. That means, as Sir Khalil explained you before, so when you join in 2021, you will be attending this next exam when you completed your graduation. That means until that results, until that license exam results, we will be standing with you. That means food, accommodation, safety, security, everything will be our responsible. Only classroom will be the student responsible. So we will be not involving in any classroom activities, but other than classroom activities or all our responsibilities, not the duties. So students here, I'm inviting you to ask any questions about the course duration and the syllabus or fee structure and the facilities. And yes, anyhow, now we have an online sessions because we cannot go there because the immigration laws are not allowing us to go abroad now. So however, we cannot stop our education. Only online education is the alternative option for us instead of stopping the education. So we are now online, and we have 3 intakes. So August intake, anyway, now the August intake might be a little difficult to catch up because we will be writing all examination in the September 12th. So, but however, the students who are interested, who are confident to qualify, for us, we need just a NEET qualification. We don't want any good marks or any no top scorer. So for abroad education, we need a qualification. That means 140 and above. So if students are confident, you can even join now with August intake. You can continue your BS education, as well as you can also prepare for this NEET. For this NEET syllabus, you might be already getting some support from the institutions or some tutors. We also, from our wisdom side, we are providing some books and online classes with a good faculty team. As you in the first session, as you seen, Ma'am Neelima will be giving all syllabus explanation and all. So because of these 40 days, they will be having a different strategy. They cannot give you the full structure, but they can give you start structure where you can get a good score within a short time. So we will be supporting you. If you are interested, you can contact us. We can provide you everything. And I'm inviting you students to ask questions. To ask questions, please raise your hand by using the hand symbol, please. Or you can text your questions in the chat box. Yes. Yes, Priyanka, you can ask me. What is your concern? Rishu, Jeet Viswakarma, Sheikh Shahina, anyone can ask. You can ask, ma. I think you need to unmute your mics. So as I explained you, the course duration will be 5 years, 1 year pre-medicine. That means 3 trimesters. That 3 trimesters will be having entrance in the August, November, again April. So that means we have a 3 intakes. The students who already decided to study abroad, you can join with this August intake. So the students who are waiting for the examination and the results, so you can join with the November or December intake. So for the fees, as I explained you, 21 lakhs in Indian rupees, but always fees will be paid in the pesos because Philippines currency is peso. So where the Indian rupee, one rupee 40 paisa or 1 rupee 45 paisa is equal to 1 Filipino peso. So your food and accommodation will be there. The hostel will be, we will be providing Indian food. We have Indian chefs and we have a total setup there. So you will be getting Indian food only. So no need to worry about the food and safety accommodation. We will be there with you. My complete team will be standing with you until the license exam, not to the reaching the Cebu airport. We will be standing with you until the license exam. That means until you become a licensed doctor. So the duration will be 5 years. The total fees will be 21 lakhs in Indian rupees. That we are following the same fee structure of the last year, because we are not increasing the fee structure because of the pandemic. So you can pay in easy installments, and we will be supporting you bank loans and the scholarship support. We will be providing all the necessary documents to you. And if you are merit students, also university also providing you the merit scholarships. Any questions? The fee structure, yes, Vishu. The fee structure will be 21 lakhs and it will be at 10 installments. Yes, Hamsika. Yes, by doing BSc nursing, can we prepare for the NEET, sir? Can we do? Yes. Even if after BSc nursing also you can apply for the NEET, you can again go for the MBBS courses. You are allowed. So in the NEET column, in the NEET application, they given you separate column to fill as you already graduated. So even after graduation also, not only nursing, any BSc courses or any science courses, you can come again back and I can again take NEET and you can go for the medical education, even in India or even in abroad. Any other questions? I think we're also having time limits. Of course, we have till 10 minutes. So anyone, if you want to ask me a question, you can text me your questions in the chat box. I can answer you. So as Sir Wilfie explained, we are committed for the quality education. So we are inviting you, if you are interested on quality education to become a best doctors, we will be providing you the best facilities and best teaching resources there in Cebu, in Southwestern University. And apart from that, we also will be supporting you by providing IELTS and this next examination faculty. Even Dr. Khalil also will be coming to Cebu. He will be teaching you from third year to fourth year. From last 2 years will be the license exam course classes will be added apart from along with your regular classes, so that you will be prepared before this examination. For the next examination, you need not to take again any long-term or any short-term courses. We want you to break this next examination in the first attempt. So we want to prepare you in that way, so that we just need an interested student, so that we are ready. We are always ready to provide facilities for the interested students and serious students. So we will be supporting you to crack this next exam also in the first attempts. That should be your first target. And my suggestion, you always need to focus on USMLE, even if you are not interested to go US, because if you studied the international exam, if you prepared yourself to the international examination, it is easy for you to crack this Indian examination. When you prepared hard for the USMLE, you can even break this PG seats also in India. So that will encourage you to write USMLE as well as next exam and to crack these exams in the first attempt. Yes, the other question, yes, duration I already explained you, the 1 year pre-medicine and 4 years Doctor of Medicine. Total course duration will be 5 years. Any other questions? I think, yes, we given you a proper information for the from starting from the NEET and how to prepare NEET in these 40 days and 45 days. I think Ma'am Neelima explained you in a better way. Yes, this is because he's also having a limited time to give you proper suggestions. She given you whatever she can give in this limited time duration. And when come to the second session, Dr. Khalil also given you outside of the medical education how to prepare your mindset to become become a quality doctors. So, and next, even Wilfie also in the I'll thank Wilfie also for giving the by explaining you the Southwestern facilities and the establishment and the infrastructure of the Southwestern University. And then I'll thank all the team who supported technically for this meeting, and I'll wish all the students to get success in the NEET, and I'll wish you first to get seat in India. Then only you come to the abroad, then we will be there to support you. And but wholeheartedly I wish you to get success in the NEET examination and to get a good score where enable to you get a seat in Indian medical colleges. If not, even you are not no need to disappoint, and we are here to support you to provide a quality education, and which is similar to the Indian education, even which is similar to the American education. I'll tell you one thing: by going and studying in Southwestern in the Cebu City, Philippines, you can get American standards and American education without going to America. That means the Philippines is is offering a affordable medical education to the Indian student. There is no donation system like in India. They only collect exact fees. There is no donation fees. What you call culture in the Philippines like we have in India. So students, contact us through messenger, through our whatever the helpline that we given if you are interested, and we are happy to counsel you with online. Even if your parents are having any doubts, you can contact us anytime. We will be working on even Sundays and holidays also. You can reach us by using 9171222333 and other phone numbers that we given. Even so you can go through our website www.wisdomoverseas.com. We will be waiting for you to assist at any time, at any point, and we wish you to get success again in the NEET. And we have some online material. If any students want any question paper database, you can ask our staff. You can send us emails so that we can provide you the question papers which can help you to get a good score in the NEET examination. And I hope this is the time to sign off. And once again, my heartful thanks for the participants and the guests who given their valuable suggestions. And thanks to the technical team of the Wisdom Overseas for giving us this such a good, nice platform. And yes, once again, all the best for the NEET examination 2021. So we wish you to get success in the NEET, and we are inviting you, if you are interested, to join in the August intake. If you are confident, when you are a long-term students, so better if you enroll in the August intake, we can at least save your time. That is my suggestion. And think about it and discuss with your family members, and come again back to our counselors so that they can explain you in a proper way, and they can guide you in a proper way so that you can save your time and money. Thank you. Signing off. This is Ravikant Tumala, CEO, Wisdom Overseas.
Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Tumala Ravikant Garu, and for your valuable suggestions and the way which you are showing to the students who are all really interested for doing their doctor course. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for all the participants who are all participated today in this webinar. And hopefully we have given you the feedback form, and we have given you the numbers, and we will be providing you all the things to contact the Wisdom Overseas also. Thank you.